Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the WiMiUS A1 sports action camera. When you think of sports action cameras, the first thing you probably think of are the hero cameras. They're the ones that started this particular format, and they are kind of pricey, and they're good too. They're definitely worth the money. However, not all of us have all that kind of money, or we may not want to put this in harm's way if you're really going to do some serious stuff and you're sort of nervous. So luckily, a lot of companies have come out with alternatives that are the same format, the same type, and WiMiUS makes a whole bunch of different cameras. This particular one, the A1, is capable of 2K. That's I believe twice as much as 1080p, and it comes with a whole bunch more accessories right out of the box. So let's take a close look and see if it's worth it. For full disclosure, WiMiUS did send me this camera for a review, but it is not going to influence my review in any way. I'll tell you the good and bad. This runs $121.95 with free shipping off of Amazon. I went ahead and provided the link below. A lot less than a comparable GoPro camera. We all know how much those cost. So here's the box that it came in. It did come with this manual. I already had it out because I had to do a lot of reading here. There are so many features. It's just overwhelming how many features. And another thing that's overwhelming is how many accessories come with this unit. It's like a crazy amount. I got a list here. I'm going to plot these all out as I talk about it. It comes with two 3M adhesive strips, two mounts, one fixed mount, three switch supports, one connector, a 4x ribbon, two rope wires, a charger, a USB cable, a 3.7 volt 50 milliamp hour lithium ion battery, a back cover, a wiper, which is, they call this a wiper, and a user manual. So that is a lot of stuff. And for those of you who have used GoPros, you know how much all these accessories can cost individually. So, you know, if you're sort of still think that, oh my god, well, it's still $121, that's a lot, take in consideration all the accessories that you also get with this unit. I'm going to push it all aside right here. Here's the camera. Get aside there. And I already, I think it came inside the case here, but I'll go ahead and pop it out so you can sort of see what the camera actually looks like. There are differences. It's not exactly the same as a regular GoPro, so these parts are not really interchangeable with a GoPro camera. The mounts are. All these mounts, like this mount, will fit GoPro. All the mounts that I showed you are compatible with GoPro, but once you get into the case and the camera itself, there's differences, including, let's talk about that battery. You know, that battery here. Pull this out so you can sort of see what that looks like. Not the same as your normal GoPro battery. Turn this on, you have the power button right here. You also have some up-down buttons when you get into the menu. You have the button to take the pictures or start the video, and that also activates the Wi-Fi. This has Wi-Fi just like GoPro. You could control it with a Android or iPhone using their app. So let's go ahead and turn this on. So you just simply press and hold the button. And there we go. Pretty neat. So let's go ahead and just sort of go through the menu. To go into the menu, you just press the power button quickly, and you can see how it's sequenced to photos. Hit it again. I think that's burst. And you can play back a lot of videos, and you can see I have videos here. This isn't a touchscreen, by the way. You control everything with the buttons. But by the way, I'm going to be showing you some really cool videos, so you need to hang on with me here. Oh, look at that. It actually shows it moving there. That's pretty cool. So look at this. You could set the video resolutions. For video resolutions, you have 2K, which is 2304 by 1296 at 30 frames a second. Then you have 1080p, which is 60 frames a second or 30. Then you have 1280 by 720, and that you could do up to 120 frames a second. And then you have 848 by 480p, and that could go all the way up to 240 frames a second. You also have loop recording. You could select 2, 3, or 4 minute loops. Recording time, it says here 90 minutes, depends on working mode as far as what you select. I use this like going to work and back in my car, well over an hour, and I still had more battery life. So you got video, look at all these settings, video quality. Now if you want to like go into one of these, you hit the button like that, and you can see I selected super fine. You got fine, normal, and you can back out, hit that button there. Very simple to use. I like that they have 2 buttons on the side. Photo quality, FOV, that's field of view. Let's go ahead and just select that. So you could select wide angle, medium, or narrow. The widest angle is 166 degrees. So pretty good wide angle lens when you need it. Let's see, self timer, you got burst mode, auto shoot, time lapse. You could put stamps on there, photo stamp, loop record. It does detection. You could change the way the LEDs work, the Wi-Fi, which we're going to try out here next, auto DVR, on-screen display settings, TV out, TV mode, video. I mean, this just goes on. Video rotate's important. Like when I had it in my car, I'm going to show you some videos. I had it actually hanging upside down, so I had to flip the image there. Mic volume, you can change the languages, timestamp, date format. You could turn the screen off. I had it where like the screen just turns off after a little bit. You don't need to watch it continuously, but you could change that. Auto shutdown, light frequency metering, your ISO settings, your white balance, exposure values. You could turn it on and off, the beep noise, Wi-Fi. Settings. You can format your card in there. Uses SD cards, those little micro SD cards, by the way. And you have your HDMI out. You also have your charging and data transfer, micro USB on that side. And oh, by the way, tripod mount. Yay! Lights everywhere. So you can definitely tell that the guy's on, which is kind of neat. Default setting and whatever. So lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. So let's go back out. So I did a lot of recording at 1080p at 60 frames a second at the wide setting. When I get to those pictures, I want to see if I covered everything. Image sensor. This uses the Ambarella. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but you could look in the description box below. I've seen that DSP, that processor, sensor processor before. It's in a lot of the camcorders that you put in your car DVRs. I've seen it. Really good sensors. This uses a Sony IMX206 image sensor. The LCD screen here is not touchscreen, but it's TFT. It's 1.5 inches, technically 1.54 inches. So really good. By the way, the little micro SD card that you put in here, you could put up to 64 gig card in there, which is not included, by the way, but I just want to let you know they do recommend you use a class 10 or above in this camera. When you take videos of this size, you definitely need a class 10 or above. So let's go ahead and demonstrate the Wi-Fi. See how the screen went dark? It's not off. It's still just in standby to sort of save the battery. So if I press, I think it's like press and hold this button, your button. See how that came up? That means Wi-Fi is on. And I have my app here. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. WiMiUS. Search the store, and I'm going to hit connect. And we're connected. Out of the box, the password for the Wi-Fi password is 12345678890. If you don't want to read the manual, if you're lazy. But here you go. Look at that. And if you don't want to button through all the settings here, you could do all the settings with the app. You just hit the gear up here and you can go through all your settings, change all the settings, no problem. Go back. You can remotely control it, start the video by hitting the video button, or take the pictures or review the pictures, everything you want to do. Time lapse, which I didn't demonstrate, I just don't have enough time to do that. It would have been nice though, so I apologize. So let's go ahead and check out some of the videos I've taken with this camera. The first one I'm going to run through are some pictures I took with Carson. Yeah, what I did was I happened to have this guy that I use with my GoPro camera. And of course it's all tangled up here. I had bought this a while back. It's like a harness that you could put on your pet. So I mounted it, you know, standard GoPro. So this went on there really easy. Again, standard GoPro stuff. And I ran Carson around. I thought it'd be kind of neat to get the point of view of my puppy, my 105-pound lab, playing ball. So I thought that would be kind of cute. Watch his ears flop around. It's hilarious. Then the next video we'll go to is sort of to see how well it does in the dark. So I went ahead and put it into my car and drove around, and you know, just in sort of dusk in the morning, just to see how well it does with low light and headlights coming at it, just to see how that goes. And I think it did pretty good. And again, all these videos are 1080p at 60 frames a second. I also did some shooting daytime. One shot I did inside the car. I sort of backed the camera up and sort of sucked it up with a suction cup up to my sunroof, whatever, and just sort of got the inside so you could see how the outside, you know, the camera, you could change the meter settings, but the meter setting that I had, it was exposure for inside the car, so outside looks a little washed out. And then for the final picture, or final video, I have outside, or not outside, but sort of sucked up to my windshield, so you can just see right outside. Regular daylight. It was overcast, but you could sort of see how that looks. Notice how smooth the video is, and there's no rolling shutter effect or any waviness or anything like that. It did a really awesome job for a camera in this price range. Very impressive. So what do you think? You think it's a winner? I just want to go ahead and give you a side-by-side. This is the GoPro, this is the WimiusA1, so you can see dimensions are pretty close right there to my Hero 3. The width, by the way, the WimiUS has a screen. My old Hero 3 does not have a screen, so if I added the screen it would be even thicker, but basically same width right there. So very capable camera. I love to use these kind of cameras for dash cams or car DVRs or whatever you want to call them, and the reason why is they have a battery, and the battery life on this is really good, way better than my Hero 3. So one of the benefits of using one of these over a regular dash cam is you don't have to run a cable to keep it running, because dash cams tend to have no battery or a capacitor or a very small battery, so you got to keep them plugged in. So you got to find a way to hide the wire all the way around your windshield, unless you don't care, and then you got a wire hanging around. This will run up the battery, so me going to work and back, which was like a 35-minute trip each way, it handles it, and it still had battery life. So it very impressive battery life, but again, depends on the settings that you use and everything. So make sure, like, you turn your Wi-Fi off. You don't need your Wi-Fi. You just have it up there, turn it on, hit the button, and it starts recording, right? So very impressive. Highly recommended here in the Gear Obsession channel. And it was how much? How much did I say? Oh, I can't hear you. It was $121.95 with free shipping on Amazon. Description has all the specifications. I know I ran through them really quick. I'm not the most articulate person in the world, so I take all my notes here with all the specs, and you can go down there and look at it if you have any question. Also provided the link to Amazon so you can check it out, and I'll also provide a second link for all the WimiUS products so you can check out all the other cameras. very impressed, and this is going to be my new dash cam. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.